Okay. We'll get started now. Again, make sure to grab something that resembles a strap or a belt to go along with your other things. I'll mute you all now. And come to a comfortable seat. And from your comfortable seat, shift your sitting bones. Take the time to set this seat up in a way that feels comfortable for you, to be able to sit tall, to be able to move your pelvis so your belly comes a little bit forward. Let your hands rest down, let your eyes close, and as you tune into your breath, begin to notice the details of your breath. Notice as you start to take a deeper breath, if there are any places in your breath that might feel a little bit difficult or sticky. And set an intention to allow yourself to keep awareness today, not just of your breath, but of your body in this place. That practice of staying a student in the here and now. With hands connecting at heart center, gently press palms together and lift your shoulders up and back, shoulder blades engage, and then tuck your chin down, bowing toward your heart. Take a full breath. Then softly open your eyes and release your hands down. And again, lift your shoulders up and back. Turn your palms up, your elbows are hugged by your sides, and then rotate your arms so your thumbs are now aiming toward the wall behind you. And now lift up and down with shoulder blades. Get right into the shoulder blades here. As you take a couple big breaths here, just notice for yourself what the movement is like. Sometimes if you feel tight or if your shoulders are tired, then moving the shoulder blades like this can be quite tricky. So notice, let yourself feel it without any kind of judgment. Just take in the information. And now keep shoulder blades on your back and take ear to shoulder, allowing for that work through of the neck, the connections of neck and shoulders, that fantastic muscle that connects the neck to the shoulder blades, which is called the levator scapulae. I like to call it the Darth Vader scapulae. There you go. I'll help you remember your body. And as you come back to center now, bring fingertips to connect in front of you, push, elbows lift to shoulder height. I call this ballerina arms. But then round in through your upper back, so you're expanding into that space in between your shoulder blades. Take a couple deep breaths here and add a little side-to-side sway through your shoulders. Sometimes helps to unstick things like your lats. Unstick is my technical term. Inhale, come back up to center, and now take hands behind your back to clasp. Press palms together. We have a tendency to lock out our joints here. So press palms, wrists unlocked, elbows bent, hug elbows back toward each other. And then we're gonna do a little bit of pulsing. So let your shoulders come forward and then shoulder blades engage. Shoulders come forward, shoulder blades engage. A couple more times here, moving through some of that stuck stuff underneath shoulder blades, subscapula underneath. One more. And then keep your shoulders up and back and begin to lift up through your front ribs, lift up through your heart space. Keep palms pressing and elbows bent, hugging toward each other. Take a full breath. Then release your hands, switch the cross of your legs if you're sitting cross-legged to take the less comfortable cross. Shift your sitting bones. And now we're going to take a little bit more of that gratitude arm place, only add a little bit more of the neck stretch. So right arm in gratitude, Left ear to left shoulder. You can take a hold of the side of your head here if you would like to, but now pulse with your right arm. As you pulse with your right arm, think about that movement of shoulder blade onto the back and release, onto the back and release. And now keep the rotation, thumb moving back, and then add up and down movement here with your chin. Then back into center, release your arms, roll your shoulders back a few times. And then left arm, come into that gratitude arm position. Right ear to right shoulder. You're welcome to take a hold of the side of your head here if you'd like to with your right arm, or your right hand. And then find that pulse with your left arm. This helps to get the shoulder blade to move well, but it also helps to stretch and open through the front part of the chest. Now, keeping it as open as is in your practice today, tuck your chin up and down. Good. And then release and roll shoulders back. And this time add some rolling of shoulders forward. And now we'll go through the entire rotation of the arms. So reach your arms straight ahead. Palms are facing each other. Plug in with your shoulder blades. Inhale, reach arms up overhead. Keep shoulder blades working onto your back. Turn your palms and draw fingertips toward the ground. And then arms reach out in front, all the way up. And exhale, arms down by your sides. We're going to reverse this in just a moment. Inhale, arms lift, and exhale. Good. One more time. Full inhale, long, deep exhale. And now this time, turn your palms. Inhale, stretch up on the sides, and exhale, arms down in front. Inhale, arms up on the sides, palms up, and exhale, arms down in the front. Good. Two more this way. Inhale, keep shoulder blades engaged, and exhale. One more time. Full inhale, long, deep exhale. And now hands in front to clasp, pull forward with your arms, round back through your spine again, low ribs pull in, and then add that movement here side to side like we did with our ballerina arms. And then inhale, sit tall, hands behind to clasp, press palms, lift shoulders up and back, hug elbows back, take a big breath. And then release your hands. We're going to come forward onto hands and knees. Feel free to use a blanket underneath your knees here. It's one of the many reasons why we have our props, is to make things a little bit more comfortable for us. Rotate elbow pits forward here and push. And as you push, feel that expansion into your upper back. And now we're going to do what I fondly call scapular push-ups, where our elbows are going to stay straight, but we're going to move through our shoulder blades. So as you inhale, shoulder blades come together, your chest moves toward the ground. As you exhale, shoulder blades broaden, your chest lifts. Inhale and exhale. And as you do this, it's really tempting to do kind of like a normal push-up where you bend your elbows. But instead, let the movement happen from your shoulder blades. Two more this way. Full inhale. Long, deep exhale. And then big toes come together, knees widen. Settle hips back towards your heels as far as you need to go. And then walk your hands forward, coming into your child's pose, setting your head down on something. It can always be a block here or a blanket or stacked fists. Take a deep breath. And now as you inhale and rise up to your hands and knees, I'm going to turn sideways so maybe you have a little bit more visual on this one. But we'll stretch through our calves now. But what I want you to do first is set yourself up so that you have wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Rotate elbow pits forward and then push so that your upper back expands. And now stretch back with your right leg, toes tucked under behind you. And now we're going to pulse. And as we pulse, you can use your hands to help push, but think of reaching through your heel and releasing. Reaching through your heel and releasing. A few times, helping to work through some of that stuck stuff through the calf. And then release your knee back to the ground and stretch back through your left leg and pulse. And make sure to check in and notice if one side feels tighter or more difficult than the other. And then release your knee back to the ground. Now this time, inhale, reach your right leg back behind you, lifting your foot up. Turn open with your hips, stay strong through your shoulders, and then bend your right knee, pressing your heel toward the left side. Take a deep breath. On your exhale, releasing your right knee back down. Inhale, stretch back with your left leg. Turn open with your hip. Bend your knee, push your heel toward the right side. Full breath. And now knee back down. Set yourself up again, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. Tuck toes under, and this time, if it's in your practice, you're lifting hips up and back for a down dog. Stay rotating through your upper arm bones here and pushing out through your hands. And then slow bend to one knee at a time, lengthening through the calf, lengthening through the hamstring. Start to find that tilt of sitting bones up, even as you move through your knees. As your right knee bends, your left leg works towards straight, left sitting bone up. As your left knee bends, right leg towards straight, right sitting bone up. One more time on each leg. And then walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Take an inhale here and lengthen partway. Exhale and fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen, hands above your knees are bent. Send your sitting bones up, extend your heart forward. Exhale and fold. And now plant your fingertips. You're welcome to use blocks here if you would like. That tends to be my preference. Step your right foot back into your lunge, center with your hips, and then bring your hands up to your hips to rise, coming to your lifted lunge. Left hip crease back in space, lift your sides up, and now from here you can stretch up or you can collapse. You choose. Take a big deep breath. Then releasing your hands, find your blocks or whatever you're using. It can be just one thing to bring your hands up high. And then work your front leg towards straight. And remember, if you are a hyperextender here, if you're hypermobile through your joints, you're going to keep a little micro bend in your knees. Big toe mound pushes down on your left leg. Wrap your left hip back and send your sitting bones up. Big breath, extend your heart forward. We're going to take the round out of our back here. Oftentimes we round over our leg, but what that does is that pushes our low back spine, our lumbar spine, in a not so good direction. Inhale, bend into your front knee. Now back knee can come down or it can stay lifted. We're going to take a spinal twist now. Set your right hand on a block or the floor, left hand to your knee. As you turn your belly and your heart to the left side, put both shoulder blades on your back. Head to the back plane of your body. And now if you want to, you can stretch your top arm up. Full big breath. On your exhale, both hands come down to the front of your mat. And now step all the way back to a downward facing dog pose, or hands and knees if that's what feels best to you today. Rotate elbow pits forward and push from lats out through your hands, growing longer through your spine. Inhale, come forward into a plank. You're welcome to use knees here if you'd like to. Stay rotating forward with your elbow pits and pushing. Extend your front. Exhale, bend elbows lower down. Inhale, curl up and open into whatever height cobra serves you today. Take a big deep breath. Shoulders are up and back, broad through the front of the chest. Tuck toes, push through knees, or straight back to downward dog. Your choice, take a deep breath. Look forward and walk your way forward, coming into forward fold. Feet are inner hip distance apart and parallel. Think of make parallel with your feet. Inhale, lengthen part way. Bend to your knees, send your sitting bones up, extend your heart. Exhale and fold over your legs. And now before we take the second side, we're gonna come up a little ways, so find what you're using for your blocks, and we'll pedal out here. So bend your right knee, send your left thigh back, your left leg towards straight. Both feet are evenly planted on the ground. Think of tilting your left sitting bone up, extending your heart forward. And then bend into your left knee, right thigh back, right leg towards straight. I say towards instead of straight, because again, we don't want to lock our joints out. Take a big breath. Send your right sitting bone up. Then inhale back into center. Exhale, fold as deeply as you need, but keep that little micro bend to your knee joints. Fingertips plant, you're stepping left foot back into your lunge. And then inhale, stretch up, reach up, find whatever variation here with the arms serves you today. So if you'd like to reach, you can, or if you'd like to clasp, you can. Either way, or gratitude, it's my favorite. Wrap your right hip back, settle in deeper. Big breath. On your exhale, hands come to your blocks, your props, whatever you're using, and work your front leg towards straight. Right big toe mound pushes down, right hip wraps back, send sitting bones up, extend your heart. Take a deep breath. Then inhale, bend into your front knee, bring your back knee down. If you'd like, you can keep it up. I think I left that as an option last time. Left hand comes to the side of your mat, right hand to your knee. Start to turn your belly and your heart to the right side, but then put both shoulder blades, especially the left one, onto your back. And then maybe stretch up. Take a big deep breath. On your exhale, both hands come down to the front of your mat. And again, step back to either down dog or hands and knees, whichever feels the best in your body today. Take a deep breath. With that rotation of your elbow pits forward, push from lats out through your hands. Then bend your knees and send your sitting bones up. Try to keep your sitting bones lifting and then work your thighs back. As you work your thighs back, you're thinking of legs towards straight without pushing your knees back. And now walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Feet inner hip distance or wider here. Wider is a really nice thing to do for yourself if you have a tight low back or tight hips. Good bend to your knees now so that your belly can rest against your legs. Hold on to opposite elbows and sway. And now locate what you're using for your strap. And then bring hands up to your knees and lengthen part way. Knees are bent, sitting bones are lifting. Walk your hands up your legs, strap in hand, to come all the way up to stand. And again, that could be a belt. Doesn't have to be a yoga strap per se. Feet inner hip distance apart and parallel. And then you're gonna unwind your strap if you're using a yoga strap, or you're gonna roll up a towel or find your belt. And then we're gonna take our arms overhead with bent elbows. So we're coming to 90 degrees with the strap either in front or behind, depending on how tight your shoulders are. So check the bend to your elbows. And if your head is behind, or if your strap is behind, press your head back into your strap. If it's in front, then you're going to try to move it away from the strap, okay? In other words, head to the back plane of your body. Move your elbows back in place, shoulder blades onto your back. And now from this place, you're going to take right arm out straight, left arm is bent still. Now, left elbow moves back, left shoulder blade on your back. Pull your low ribs in and turn them forward. So left elbow back, ribs turn forward. Take a big deep breath and re-engage the shoulder blade a couple times. Head back in space. And now inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bend right elbow, left arm comes out straight. So adjust if you need to. From this place, right elbow back, right shoulder blade on your back. Engage the low ribs and turn them forward. Head back in space. Elbow back, shoulder blade engaged, ribs turn forward. Re-engage the shoulder blade a couple times. Good. Inhale, arms up overhead. Now this time both elbows bend and you might bring your strap more toward your shoulders or more toward the back or the front of your head, wherever that happens to be for your shoulders. Inhale, arms lift, and exhale, elbows bend. One more time. Inhale, shoulder blades engage. Exhale, shoulder blades engage. Good. Inhale, arms overhead, and exhale, release the strap down. And just take a moment here in a mountain pose to turn your palms forward. Take an ear to shoulder, check it out and notice what's happening in your body. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, bent knees to fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. And exhale to fold. Plant hands, step back to hands and knees. And then hips back to heels, take a child's pose. And from your child's pose, take a few moments to move. Shift your hips, walk your fingertips, let your head come to rest. And then gently push yourself up to your seat and come all the way down onto sitting bones. And now we'll give our inner thighs a little bit of opening, do a little switch. So feet together into your butterfly, knees are opening. And from this place, if you're feeling some pretty tight inner thighs, then maybe add blocks underneath your knees for support. Our goal is not to make our knees go to the ground, but instead to simply allow the opening where it is. So now shift, move your sitting bones back and broad. And then you can take peace fingers on big toes, hold on to shins, fingertips on the floor in front of you, or fingertips behind to sit tall. As you sit tall, wherever that is, notice what's happening through the low back and pelvis. So our goal is to tilt our belly a little bit forward. And if you're saying to yourself, self, my belly is tilting back, then just notice it and have that intention. Work toward tilting the pelvis. So if you need to, move your feet further forward to find that tilt. That's more important. Take a big breath. And now inhale, rise back up, footprints to the ground. And we're gonna lay all the way onto our backs. Make sure that all your props are handy. And as you come down onto the back, hug knees into the chest and rock side to side, giving your back body a little bit of a massage here with the ground, but also giving you a chance to tune in with that student mind to learn about what's going on with your body today. And now find your strap, left foot to the ground, right foot gets lassoed with the strap. Take it around the ball. This helps you to pull your toes towards your knee and to reach your heel up. And then if you want to, you can lengthen your left leg all the way out against the ground, but engage both feet. And now keep a hold of the strap in your left hand. Right thumb presses into the upper thigh, right at the hip crease. Push it so much that the entire leg might rotate in your hip socket. Helps to even out your hips. Big full breath. And now just a tiny bit, take your left leg across your body to the right, so your right leg across your body to the left, so that your right hip is still planted on the ground. You have a little stretch across the outside edge of your leg. Deep breath. Then back into center, bend your knee. Set your right foot on the ground and lift your left knee in toward your chest. Lasso the ball of your foot and then lengthen your left leg. Reaching through your heel. This does not mean straighten your leg. If you have a lot going on through hamstrings, calves, then that extreme bend might be happening, and that's okay. The idea is to lengthen to the place where it's right for you. So now, if you want to, you can lengthen your right leg out. Hold on with your right hand, left thumb into your hip crease. Give your hip crease a push so that you might have a little more evening with your hips. They tend to be a little cattywampus in this pose because it's asymmetric. Makes sense. Take a big breath. And then just a tiny bit, take your leg across your body to the right side so that your left hip is still on the ground. You have a little more stretch through the outside edge of your leg. Big full breath through whatever the sensations are. Inhale back into center, bend your knee. And now bring both knees up into your chest or as far away from you as you need. So that might be further away if that's more comfortable, or close, and rock. Then set footprints on the ground. And with your knees dropping in together to touch, now you're going to decide on what shape, what form Shavasana gets to take. If you'd like to, you can simply lengthen your legs out. Or you can set a pillow or bolster underneath your legs. Or you can set a blanket over you or underneath your neck. Or you can lay yourself over your pillow or bolster and get more of a chest opening here. Find what feels the best in your body for a rest. Maybe let your eyes close and take some soft but full breaths, letting yourself be in your body right now. begin to take a deeper breath. And gently move through fingers and toes. As you're ready to bend your knees and roll over to whichever side feels best. Slowly, gently press yourself back up to your seat. And with hands at your heart, eyes closed, take another moment to tune into your body, your mind, right here, right now. Have a very peaceful and beautiful day. Namaste. Thanks, you guys.